Good afternoon and thanks for joining us right here on Midday Kentucky. Let me introduce you to my wonderful girlfriend, Miss Larkin. How are you?
Oh, I am doing well. How are you?
Good, good, good. I've been thinking about you this last few days because there's been a bit of conversation in regards to Miss Universe.
Oh, Miss America.
Miss America.
Miss
I
America,
always get them both wrong.
It's okay. They're easily confused.
Because the reason why I said that, you competed in Miss Kentucky.
I did, yeah.
Okay, so we were having the conversation a little bit off camera. And how do you feel about the dumping swimsuit competition and changing the evening gown competition as well?
You know, I'm not 100% sure on the changes for evening gown.
Well, they're calling it a competition, not a pageant anymore either.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that. It's definitely a competition because you put in a ton of work beforehand. But as far as the swimsuit, man, I'm torn on it because I think that there's something to be said, whether it's a one-piece, a two-piece, hot pink, black, whatever, of a confident woman that can walk out there, carry herself the way that those women do on that stage, and can rock the bodies, whatever body it is, a healthy body. That's what they're showing to young girls, is that you don't have to have a six-pack. You don't have to have biceps like, you know, a weightlifter or a bodybuilder, but you have to be healthy. And there's something that is so important for young girls to see that.
Yeah, so you don't really think it's, you know, there was a lot of conversation online about it, saying that the ratings will drop off because men will no longer want to watch the competition. And look, yes, there is, I'm sure, some part of that.
Right.
But I have to say, I said to you off camera, there's one thing that I love watching someone who's been in the fashion industry for so long, that I love watching a woman walk across the stage in a swimsuit, and also how they carry themselves in a ball gown.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and let me just tell you, walking in a ball gown is not as easy and flawless as women make it look. It is one of the hardest things to kick and step and kick and step. And not trip over the train behind you, in front of you, or your own.
Dusty says the same thing to me every day. I kick and step and kick and step. Don't we, Dusty? You're like, I got you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on with the show today. It's a debate that's been on a lot of people's minds, especially during this time of the year. Should there be a long summer break during school years? One mother posted to a forum saying that school should be, you ready for this, 52 weeks a year, with a 4-week allowance for students and teachers for whenever they want. Basically, she thinks schools should mimic a work schedule. Now, some people agree and others disagree. You're a mum. Let's go.
Okay, I am a stepmom, and I will tell you, we live for summer break. Because it gives you, it's a reprieve for us as parents. It's a reprieve for him as a student. He's 11, going into middle school. Kids need time to just be kids. Now, I do think that there's a lot of merit in the allowance portion because there are a lot of children that rely on school lunches for food in the day.
I'm glad you brought that up because there's something that we're involved with here at Midday Kentucky, Caring for the Kids. It's a charity that we're taking on, and one of the concerns that they have at that charity is that the kids don't get to eat in school holidays, and that's scary.
It is.
But here's my thought, Larkin, is that I just read a survey just recently that it costs $170 a week to keep your kids at home because of all the extra money you're using to entertain them. In fact, it normally costs $60 a week. Now, I'm thinking that does include some type of school fees or food for school or extra activities, but going from 60 to 170?
Oh, that's a lot. And for a single parent or somebody who, you know, 2 household incomes can barely make ends meet, that's really, really hard. So maybe we shift the focus not so much to year-round school, but to making these programs for single parents or for low-income families where they do get that allowance or they do get, you know, a discount on childcare or.
Okay, let's do this. What about if they keep kindergarten to primary school the way they do now, and high school becomes more of a full-time process because you are getting to an age where you should be getting in to the work mode.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Yeah, I do.
Because there's a, you know, I went to private school, boarding school, and you had an option to stay at school in the holidays if you couldn't go back home. So, and I wasn't allowed out of the school. It wasn't me going skateboarding or going surfing.
Just sitting at the beach or whatever.
There were chores.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think that there's there's a lot of merit in that too, because I'm a true believer that there should be at some point in your last few years of high school or going into college this little phase where you get to internship or get to shadow someone in your position that you think you want to do. So that might be the opportunity.
Tell us what you think. Head over to Midday Kentucky's Facebook page now and leave your comments there. We put it up there. And something I really want to talk about again is last week we told you about how Bridget Nielsen is pregnant with her 5th child at age 54. But are celebrities, including others like Halle Berry and Janet Jackson, giving false hope to women who want to have children in their 40s and 50s? Now, experts say fertility starts to decline after the age of 35, and most of the time, at that point, it's done by using a donor egg. So, they say these celebrities need to say if they use a donor egg, otherwise they're giving women false hope. I have to be honest with you. Is 55, there's one thing I want to say first. Is 54 too old to add another child? Think about, now when I'm saying this, and I don't want anyone to jump on me via email, 50, did I say 52 or 54? 54. 64, 74, she will be when the child's 20.
Right.
Okay? That's pretty scary. Now, let's go back to the donor part.
Okay.
Do you think that they should be divulging whether they used a donor egg or not?
You know...
Is it false hope for women who can't?
I don't know if it's necessarily false hope, but it might be a little sense of false reality because we get these perceptions in our head that they just did it one time and they got pregnant and it was fine.
Well, she's got 4 other kids.
Right. But, you know, you don't see what happens on the back end. You don't see all the failed attempts. You don't see all of the emotional, you know, situations that come with it. It's grueling, it's physically grueling and emotionally grueling on a woman, especially at that age, to have a child. I think that they need to, if they're going to, you know, say they're pregnant. It's hard enough for
you women in your 20s.
Sure. And we beat ourselves up more and more every day because we feel like we can't get pregnant, but that's not the case. It's just we don't see, even people that are our friends and family, we don't see what happens before they get pregnant, and we don't see how they get there. So I think there should be some little bit of privacy. Sure.
You know, Kim Kardashian was very open about her using a surrogate. I don't quite understand all the process of all that. I don't think I really need to worry about it.
I'll cross that bridge if I ever have to get there. But
tell us what you think. Head over to Midday Kentucky's Facebook page. Now,